I'm Sian McLear-Dyer. I am the Early Intervention and Education Lead at Beacon Counselling Trust. I've also got lived experience and received treatment myself through Beacon Counselling Trust. When my gambling addiction all came to a head, I knew I needed a bit of help. I originally went to my doctors, asked them, advice, what can you do? At that time, I don't think they knew much about the services out there. So that I was just prescribed, antidepressants, saying you've got depression and anxiety. So at that time, I just found out I was pregnant. So I didn't want to use that. So I then searched myself for where I could get help, and thankfully came across Beacon. For me, Beacon, the one-on-one support that they offered, that was what I needed. I had heard about Gamblers Anonymous, but there was no way I'd be able to go and speak to people about it. I was still kind of in denial. I still hadn't told people around me about what was going on. So for me, I didn't feel confident enough to get up and be able to speak in front of a few people. So Beacon worked out, a therapy plan with Beacon, and then with my therapist, an 8 to 10 week plan. I think I was actually with Beacon for about 1.5 years because of what was going on with me, but they offered me that support, after the 10-week plan that I had with them. I had a little break, and then it was right, okay, yeah, you can come back for more. They worked with me until I was ready, and, for what I needed, they worked with me, and it was amazing. I will say they saved my life. Without them, I don't know what I would have done. My addiction led me to spending time in custody, in custody in police, in a prison. So once I got out, again, they offered me support if I needed that, which was really, really good. Worked with me just about integrating back into normal life. They didn't have to do that, and that was amazing that they did that for me. And then a couple of months later, when I'd stopped my therapy, I was getting back into stuff. I got an email from them asking if I'd come on board and do a bit of lived experience, like talks and things. I said, yeah. Now they can't get rid of me because I'm employed full time with them. So I'm now like education lead, which is amazing. It's like therapy for me in itself. I'm going in and I'm talking about the harms. I'm talking to professionals. I'm talking to people who need a bit of help with it. Young people, that type of thing. Sharing my experience, but also talking about the harms and the help that there is out there. We're trying to get the message across. There is help out there, so use it. Please come and use it. And I love my job. As an affected other, the shame and the stigma as well, because you've got to then go out to your extended family and say, well, yeah. So for my husband, he didn't have a clue. My gambling was happening in the middle of the night while I was lying next to him. My phone was on silent, and he didn't have a clue. And people were genuinely like, what, you didn't know? So it's them feeling like, that they should have known, and it's their fault for allowing it to happen and go on that long. Gambling's such a hidden addiction, and the stigma and shame around it, people don't want to come forward, but just to know that, if you were to come to Beacon, you'd never be judged, you'd never feel judged, and there'd be no stigma there. So don't hold back. If you need the help, reach out. When I reached out, I needed that support, so I needed it there and then, and that's what, when I say Beacon saved my life, it was just that I reached out and they were there for me, and it was amazing. They worked out a plan with me, and I was in straight away, and it was great. Just reach out. If you're even thinking about maybe reaching out, then the possibility is that you do really need it. Beacon's like a family, honestly. Like, you're there, it's so comfortable. The office, we've just had the office done out and stuff, and it's so homely, it's so nice. And the atmosphere from everybody who works there, you'd never feel judged, you'd never feel anything. If you're thinking about reaching out, do it. Even if it's just, like Lauren said, you just need a bit of support. You think maybe it may be coming to that place where you are at risk of experiencing the harm, then just come and get a bit of brief advice. You don't have to sign up to a full course of treatment plan. You can just get them few sessions that you need.